Yeah.
And,
Y'all actually won an award, the Boss Mag 2009 Ohio Hip Hop Award. Y'all won for that media outlet day.
Man, I don't even know. Yeah.
Like y'all won. He didn't even know he won.
What you say? Who was it?
You won the Boss Magazine 2009 Ohio Hip Hop Award. Hey, how you guys doing? It's your boy Dash Resource, aka Peanut. We're here with another legend. Okay, we're a little early today, so I can't get too loud. I'm just kidding, but we have the fabulous Tae Winston. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
We'll shake your hand.
Yes, thank you. How are you?
So I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. So we just want to honor you today with, just to get a chance to tell like your backstory. So here at the Legendary People Podcast, we like to start with the origin. So like, where did you grow up at?
Dayton, Ohio.
Okay.
Main street was Prescott. Grew up in Prescott most of my life, and moved on to Gorton Avenue, but just been living all around Dayton.
Right. So was there any like type of influences that like you saw that kind of benefited like your style, or maybe like the line of work that you eventually went into in hindsight?
I would kind of say my parents. My mom was very stylish or whatever. She loved fashion. She mainly made my clothes when we went to events and stuff. Wow. And her and my dad, they worked 9-to-5 jobs, but they also were entrepreneurs on the side. They would have boat rides, sips, and all kind of events or whatever. So they would have me out as a kid passing out flyers and running around. So I got to experience the whole hustle of hosting events and stuff like that. So
so to me, like, that is super dope because like a lot of times, like when kids are pre-exposed to something positive, then they go off to have positive aspects.
For sure.
Whatever. So
for sure.
But you also grew up in a place like Prescott. So I mean, was there any bad influences that like you saw noticeably like growing up around that time?
No, I was a really little kid when we got Prescott, and we moved off Prescott when I was probably about like 7 or 8. But it wasn't bad back then. Like, the world isn't how it kind of is now. Not saying Prescott is bad now, but the world just wasn't like it is. You were able to go outside and not have to worry about predators or getting robbed and stuff like it is right now. So I had a pretty good childhood, honestly. Yeah.
And I know a couple of your childhood friends, like like Lil Debbie.
Yes.
Who else? Buffy.
Yes.
And Michelle.
Yep. Yeah, we all grew up together. Used to jump rope every day. All that stuff for sure.
So what middle school did you go to?
Okay, from Stivers. I went to Stivers. I only stayed there 2 years, but I did go to middle school there.
What'd you like about Stivers?
I liked it because it inspires people to be creative. I was in creative writing when I was there, and it was good. It just inspired me to be creative. We just moved. I just had to leave from Stivers because where we moved to, and it wasn't convenient. It wasn't really no bus that could get me there. So, but I would have stayed at Stivers, honestly.
So were you a little bit like kind of sad that like you left from that school?
I was like I thank God that I was still able to do some of the things I wanted to do, but I was sad just because it's a lot of opportunity at Stivers. Stivers is one of them schools that you want to send your kids to. Chase would definitely be going to Stivers.
I know that's right. We'll get to his story too, because his story is inspirational as well. So we have another legend from the Meadow Dale. Okay,
Absolutely.
Is there something in the water? Like
Absolutely.
Seriously, like you, Smed,
everybody.
All
the love come from Meadowdale.
I know
yes, Meadowdale was it.
Yeah. So, what are some things that like you loved about Meadowdale?
What are some things I loved about it? I think it was just because it was family oriented. Like my older brothers went there, you know what I mean? So it just went down in history. Some of the main people that I love went to school with me, and then I still have relationships from Middledale, like Monique Davis and other people. We just still always was family.
Yeah,
so.
way too many names. Cause Lord knows
too many names.
She's friends with everybody. Like she ain't got too many enemies.
I ain't friends with everybody, but I love everybody.
So was your very first job at Walmart?
It was.
Okay.
That was one of my first jobs. You just messed me up. That was one of my first jobs. I was at Wendy's for a few days, but Walmart was my first job like that I stayed
Wait a minute, a few days. Let's
yes,
get into that
Wendy's
story.
was not good. Wendy's on Edwin C. Moses was not good. It did not work for my OCD. It was not,
So what was the reason why you left Wendy's?
Wendy's just wasn't like, I didn't like how they moved on the prepping and on the how the food and how they kept everything. And
it wasn't like Mama's house.
It wasn't like Mama's house. It was just, I just didn't agree with it. I refused to serve people. It's probably nice now, so still go to Wendy's. But when I was there, it just, I didn't feel like I needed to be there working for there, and it wasn't up to par. So.
Okay, but is there anything like you saw from that you was like, that's probably gonna benefit me later in the future?
What can I say? Just knowing I don't want to run my stores like that. You know what I mean? Like I always tell my managers and them, like, I'm saying, like, keep the store good because presentation is everything. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, come in a half an hour early, make sure it smell good, look good. It only take a second, because I know if I go in some place and it's not presentable, you'd be like, whoa, okay, like, do I want to shop here? Y'all got bugs? I mean, what's going on?
I mean, I'm saying all that to say is, like, Wendy's missed out on a bombshell of a front runner and entrepreneur spirit by them not having a clean store. Just giving y'all a little text there. So Walmart is really like your official first job. So like you getting like your regular checks and stuff like that. Like,
I was there for about 3 years.
So what are the things that like you liked about Walmart?
I'm a people person, so I was a cashier back then or whatever, so I was able to interact with people. I was able to, oh yes, that's cute, put that with that. It rolled into clothes and just service with a smile. It was my first start of interacting with the world more and just showing people love. So. Right.
So there they also got like clothes there. So was you buying stuff like there and putting together pieces for yourself? Because
sometimes I come to you'll get somebody at the register like, well, you think this go? Even though that's not really like a fashion store, you wouldn't think to buy clothes, but I mean people get what they can afford. You know what I mean? So gotta still make it look good regardless. But you'll get people that this go with that. And I'm like, no, girl, I remember it's a purple tank over there. Go for that one. Put that one back. Right. Something like that or whatever. But more than anything, I like human interaction. Right. So that's what kept me there, is just being able to talk to people. I had people just coming through my line. It was people that would just come weekly to just see me, come buy some potato chips. They probably really didn't even want them. They just wanted the interaction from me just because I tried to uplift and make people feel good.
Right. So during the time you were still in school, so what's that like balancing the work to school love?
My mom stayed on me about that or whatever. It was a lot, what I mean? And for me, I didn't really have to work, but I always just wanted to be productive. I kind of get depressed when I'm not busy. Right. That's just always been my mind state or whatever. So it was hard because I would try to convince my mom I could do both. Because I when you're in high school, I think you just had to get off at like 8 or something like that. So I still had time to, come home and study and stuff. But I think back then my mom was only letting me work like 3 or 4 days a week just because she like, no, you're not going to be here. So she helped make me balance it by not being there every day. Right.
So what's something that you can say about senior year and working that was something that was notable to your success?
I think senior year working was cool. I was able to do more because, in senior year you don't have to be in school as much and all of that. So senior year was cool. That's when I really started being able to grind and, know where I wanted to be. And by then I was working in a mall or whatever. So I had switched and got another job. I was at Ladies Foot Locker. So, that was more interaction. I was more in my style, helping people find shoes and stuff. And I was able to be there. I was there like 6 days a week. So it just taught me like, okay, a new life is coming. You better go off to school. You need money. You better know what it feel like to have real bills. You got to work. So I was just working and saving because I'm a saver. I put my money up.
For sure. Yeah. For sure. So after then you go to school. So I mean, like, what school are you going to at this point?
So I just ended up. I had thought I had wanted to go away, but I had knew kind of around that time I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So I honestly went from wanting to go to UC to just going to St. Clair.
When did you know that you wanted to be an entrepreneur? Like, what was that realization point there? Like, I don't want to work for
It's been a thought. It's always been a thought. But, I'm not that person to just jump into something. I always try to think logic and plan for it. But I always knew I love fashion. I always knew I wanted to open a boutique or whatever. So I just kept it on my mind. I was like, I don't want to go way off to school. I think I want to start my career, even though it started years later or whatever, because I ended up getting wrapped in the work world. Yeah. I knew that that's what I wanted to do. So I didn't go away. I just went to St. Clair and I worked in mental health for 9 years.
So speaking of which, so you worked at Eastway.
Yes.
Eastway.
You good.
Thank you. Research. But I'm gonna tell a funny story about Eastway first.
Okay.
So I remember one day I came home from school, and now mind you, like we grew up in the same era, like we went to high school together.
For sure.
So I grew up in Westwood, but we didn't lock our doors. Like we really didn't. Like it really wasn't that uncustomary to have anybody just come to your house. So I get out of school one day, and my sister didn't go to school that day. So she's like upstairs still asleep. I come inside the house, and there's some white lady just sitting on my couch. Oh. So I'm like, okay, hi. And I go upstairs, and I'm starting to look for an adult. Like, I need an adult. I go upstairs and see sister. I'm like, sister, you know downstairs? Yeah. No. I asked my stepdad. He was like, no, what do you mean? Like, I'm like, he's like, where's your mom? So we call my mom on her cell phone. My mom coming inside the house with groceries. She's like, excuse me, ma'am, who are you?
Yeah, can I help you?
And she was like, get out of my house.
Oh, wow.
I own this house. Now, mind you, we got the most vicious pit bull in the world.
Wow.
And the dog is sitting there, like, next to her, like, not biting her or nothing.
He done became her friend.
I was second guessing we really lived there.
No, for real. Like, hold on. This is our furniture. This is, yeah.
Yeah, but then she ended up giving, like, it was somebody who she said a contact, and the address and phone number she gave was Eastway. And
Oh, wow.
That's how we found out that she was mentally.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
So any stories like that?
Oh my God! Oh, I have plenty of stories.
Yeah.
I was at Eastway for 9 years. I started out with the kids. I was at Northcutt through Eastway, and that was
What was that like for you?
Northcutt was a lot. I got attacked at Northcutt. That's what made me leave and go somewhere else. Northcutt was women back then. Was mainly girls, and women are emotional. So it was just a lot to try to build their personalities and help or whatever. We kind of had to take on the heat from what their parents didn't do. So they would be real angry. They were abandoned by their parents. Their dad would molest them. Their mom didn't take care of them. So, how can they trust me when their parents molested them or their mom left them and did drugs and left them in abandoned houses and stuff. So I had the mind of trying to rebuild them, try to show them genuine love. And, I would spend my money and try to go out my way to, make them feel good, have a pizza party and do this and that. But it just started messing with my mental health. You know what I mean? Just come to work, seeing them cussing, fighting, and, want to attack me just out the blue. Nothing happened. You know what I mean? It started weighing down on me to where my energy was bad because I was mentally exhausted. You know what I mean? So I had to step away from that, just seeing that what I was doing was bigger than me and I couldn't really do the work there. They needed deeper help than what I could provide. I had to leave. So I applied to go to Henry Street, which is an adult group home.
Okay. So during this time, like, what kind of life things are going on? I mean, do you have a son at this point in time, or?
I had my son the last year I was there. I was there for about 2.5 years, and I had my son the last year I was there. Yep, I did, and that was another reason too, because I had just became a mom, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go home and focus. I got a newborn, but I'm in here,
my kids, right? Kids that ain't
right, and I love the kids and all of that, but I still gotta go home to a newborn.
Tay love the kids,
love the kids, but self care.
Yes,
you know what I mean. I gotta go home to a newborn and not take it out on him, because I would even notice sometimes I would take it out on him. I wouldn't even have the energy for him crying or doing the regular stuff that babies do, because I was so mentally exhausted from work. So I was like, this ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? Because I can't give him bad energy because work is killing me. So
how great did you feel when you finally became a mom?
I felt good. It's never the right time. So, of course, when I was pregnant or whatever, I didn't feel like it was the right time just because it wasn't what I wanted to do. But it honestly shifted me, you know what I mean? And just gave me a different mindset or whatever. It was cool. I think kids just make you grow up a little bit more, even though I never did a lot anyway. But it still mentally made me grow up, made me want more, made me, my grind picked up. So.
Right. So during this time, so you probably have friends that had babies during high school.
For sure.
So did you see a difference in like lifestyle between having it early compared to having it a little bit when you're more established?
Absolutely. A lot of friends, it was more of a scramble for them, you know what I mean? And, you ain't all the way established or even close to being in high school or whatever, but I had my son at 24, so, I knew where I was headed, you know what I mean? I knew what I needed to do. I didn't really have to lean on no one or whatever, even though my mom is super supportive or whatever, I still didn't need her, I just, his father was around, but I ain't about to bash him on something, but, I was able, it was right, and I don't do that anyway, but I was able to pick up whatever I needed to pick up, and, I was prepared to be a full-time mother, and I just made it happen. But I think it was good that I waited.
Right.
So.
And what's the huge added benefit of having a strong support system as well? Because like you said about your mom being able to do that, like every happy birthday post you did, it was your dad and your son, every single one. You know what I mean? So. Just tell people like the importance of being there for your people when like they need you. It's
real important because especially in my life, I do a lot. I carry on a lot of weight. You know what I mean? So I need a backbone. You know what I mean? Like it's funny. I was just telling a guy that I've been talking to or whatever. Like I don't even need a lot from a guy. I just need you to be supportive and tell me keep going, or you know what I'm saying. If I'm having a bad day, you should be able to depend on your mate. You know what I mean? Because that's all I need from someone is uplifting. Like I live live off of, you know, being lifted. Like that's what keeps me going or whatever. And you know, that's something that my mom does. Like anytime I call my mom, I'd be like, oh my God, this is happening. That's, and she'd be like, brush it off, keep going, stay in your light or whatever. And you know, that is, so it's important. You need people to pour back into your cup. Like I spent my whole career uplifting, you can do it. What do you need to be an entrepreneur? This, that. But then my cup is empty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you just look for that support, whether it's somebody telling you, you know, keep up the good work and all of that. That's why it'd be funny sometimes. People be like, I know you hear it all the time. It doesn't matter. Like when people are like, you're doing great, but I know you hear it all the time. But you might have said it at the time. I still needed to hear it because I'm humble. You know what I mean? So I appreciate any love. You know what I mean? And I just feel like that's our support, whether showing love, helping me with my son, which I only let my mother do. You know what I mean? Or just, you know, just pouring back into someone's cup.
Right.
That's our support for me.
Speaking of your mom, which is an amazing woman, I don't know what was going on, but like she came to your house and like redecorated your whole living room.
Yes.
Yeah, like
That's her.
He really, but to me, like to me, it was super dope to like see that. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of times, like you have those. You know, where like you got like the younger mom that's beefing with the daughter or whatever. Like I literally was just talking to somebody 2 days ago about their mom and how they're constantly at it. Like that is super dope to see.
Oh yeah,
like that. So
my mom is my best friend. I mean, me and my mom, we, you know, I have to tell her sometimes I'm grown, whatever, but, you know, more than anything, we're close. You know, my mom is just, because at the end of the day, she don't mean any harm. She always just want what's best for me, you know what I mean? But, you know, sometimes it'd be like, okay, Mom, you're doing too much. You can't just be showing up at my door. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm grown.
Right, like, my mom be like, where you going? Be like,
yeah. And me and her had to move close to each other, too. So, you know, I had somebody write some ignorant stuff on my car while I lived. Okay.
I'm gonna get to that.
So I had to move close to her. So, you know, now when she leave and go to work, she like, you know, your car ain't there. Where you at? And I'd be like, I don't have to tell you where I'm at because you done rode past see my car. So it just be little stuff, whatever. Or like, you know, she wanted to be the owner of the store. You know, she coming out of the store trying to tell the vendors what to do. And I'm like, Mom, they're entrepreneurs. Like you're a trainer or whatever, and you a supervisor where you at. But these people have their own business. So, you know, you can't come in being aggressive or you can't, you know, so it's good. And she's supportive, you know. I just have to sometimes be like, okay, Mom, you know, 35, relax. Love you, but chill.
Yeah. I also found one funny story that you posted, obviously. And you were talking about how y'all have these Tuesday inspections. And you said like you went to some room and you had to drive home in your bra and panties. What?
You are so wrong. That was actually at Henry Street. So at Henry Street, that was the job I went to after I left Northcutt at Eastway. So, Jesus. So we would have inspections or whatever there because it was around the time where bed bugs was crazy, yes, or whatever. So we would have to like go in the rooms because they had their own apartments there. So it was like a group home where it was 2 clients to each room. So we would have to go and like check their mattresses and, you know, make sure that, you know, we don't see anything or whatever. And one time this guy mattress was like covered in them. So I was like, I'm not getting in my car. Like, I'm not driving home like that. Like, I'm not, you think I'm about to get in my car? And this man that had a bed bug. So, yes, I went home in my bra and underwear. I did, like, yes. And I just ran in my house and took a chance. Like, I waited till everybody would pull it off and was in their car. And I just hurry up and ran the house. But I was like, I'm not getting in my car like that. Right. You know, it was so bad that we couldn't even take our purses and stuff in there. You know, that was some of the reason I made the decisions that I made because I'm like, okay, now I'm putting my home in jeopardy. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like now home could be jeopardized by me trying to go to work because, you know, bed bugs can stay on your shoes, all that stuff anywhere. And I mean, everywhere had bed bugs, but, you know, group homes get them bad because clients are coming in and out. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but yes.
So by December 2013, I think you got a promotion at that point in time.
Yep.
And you're so happy about it.
Oh, you're so crazy. This is crazy.
And so at this point in time, you got the job you want.
Yep.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you, at this point in time, you didn't move to West Carrollton yet.
Yep. I think I was in transition to move there. Okay.
And then, you know what I'm saying, like your child. So it's like right now, it seems like you was like the happiest that you ever been. And also, you lost a ton of weight.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God. That was the time I did. Yep.
So tell me about the energy change in the DMs, because pretty
so
sure.
Crazy. For sure. But see, one thing about me, like how can I say it? I ain't gonna say I'm not approachable because I'm very approachable, but like I don't do that. You know what I mean? So of course, like right now I'm back working out. I didn't change my lifestyle again or whatever. I lose weight fast, or whatever. So definitely the energy change was in the DM or whatever. But I'ma still be me. So that kind of stuff don't hype me up. Plus, you gotta want me regardless of who it is because I'm dope as heck. I'm dope as fuck. Like I got good energy. I got my stuff together. I'm an amazing person, personality, all of that. So if you don't like me for me and you like me because of some weight loss, like that ain't it. Like when I reach my next big goal or whatever, like don't come with that. I want to be with you energy because I'm still me. You know what I mean? And I carry myself good no matter what weight I am. I look good, smell good, all that. You know, I take care of myself. So don't come down when December hit. She does smell good. You can smell good. When December come and I reach my goals and get where cause see what pretty much happened is, like that's what people gotta understand. Like we gain weight and stuff depending on what we're going through in life. Absolutely. I honestly wasn't putting myself first. I was so focused on making others great that I sat back one day and realized, damn, you ain't doing what you need to do. Like you quit going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? You quit doing everything that makes you happy because you was so trying to focus on others' happiness. Right. You know what I mean? So once I sat back and started thinking about me, I'm like, oh, you need to do what makes you happy again too. You know what I mean? Because if you ain't good, you can't be good for others. Right. So.
Plus, I also want to commend you because during this time or whatever, so like you see a friend that's, start her weight loss journey with your Kalika Stroud. Yep. You give her love and light and tell her like,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, I don't worry about them haters or whatever because like they gonna hate or whatever, but then when you lose the weight, they gonna be asking you how you did it.
For sure.
Why do you think it was important to pour into other people still, even though, like you rebuilding yourself?
Because it's hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, working out is mental. You know what I mean? And one thing I always tell people too, when you're working out, like don't be making all those posts and I'll just do it. Like that's my advice for anybody. Like I ain't said nothing about like back in the day they knew when I went to the gym, they knew when I left. I don't got nothing to prove. I'm working out, I'm doing it, people will slightly see. Plus I'm getting a tummy tuck and all that. I ain't ashamed. Right. I mean it is what it is because one thing about it is I had a C-section with my son and I have a lot of scar tissue and stuff like that or whatever. So I'm working out to get my body back naturally, and I'm getting a breast reduction. I'm getting a tummy tuck this winter. Okay, and yes, I ain't getting all the other stuff people get the transfer, and I ain't doing all that. I'm just because I want to still be natural. You know what I'm saying? But I am doing some stuff for me because those are just two things I want to do. Like my doctor pretty much told me like you can do all the crunches you want. You know what I'm saying? But with that scar tissue from your C-section, you're gonna always have a stomach issue. Right. You know what I'm saying? So so many people be ashamed of surgeries and stuff like that. But see, with me, I'ma still work out and get my body in order. But that's just gonna be an extra, you know what I'm saying, piece to the puzzle.
To me, like when you feel better about yourself, you put more into whatever you're doing. Such as, like if I didn't feel my best coming in here today, like if I put on something I didn't particularly feel comfortable wearing, I won't be as myself fully.
For sure.
If someone can say that they're not feeling right because they ain't wearing the right outfit, how can they tell somebody what they can do with their money when it comes to their body? I don't understand that.
Or how a person feels about themselves. Like I'm pretty confident or whatever, but I want to be at my best, and then my best is a breast reduction and a tummy tuck. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like that's at my best. That's what I want to do for me. So I'm gonna work out and keep going until even after surgery. You know what I'm saying? Once I heal, I'm gonna continue to work out. But ain't nobody taking the fast route or nothing. That's just something that I need to do for me. Per my doctor, them crunches ain't gonna get that stomach flat. Right. So. And we want results. Right. So we're going to hit that gym and get that tummy tuck.
For sure. Look for it. It's low. Okay. Right? It's low.
Low. Thanksgiving weekend.
So, speaking of Thanksgiving weekend, you know what I'm saying? Sounds like you're very, very family oriented. Like, and no love has been, like, for instance, like, I'm looking at my sister sometimes, like, you don't love him, but she love her brother because, like, you literally held your brother down. Like,
I love my brother too.
Love him to death, right? So, he's one of the first people I saw that was like the man wearing your glasses.
For sure.
Yeah. Yep. So like, let's talk us about like how much you love your brother. And because he gonna watch it naturally.
For sure. I do. I love my brother. My brother was one of the main people that supported me. Mark is the person that pours into your cup. Like he another one. You know what I'm saying? Like because I'm the person that Mark trained me to not tell the world my problems. Just come to my family, come to him or my mom. He like, you gotta stop venting to people because some people may enjoy it. You know what I mean? mean?
Exactly.
So I've learned to like call him and, you know, like, oh, bro, I just got screamed for a second. I'm so mad this is happening, that is happening. And, you know, we talk about it, we get through it. So I'm grateful for that. You know what I mean? Because people need them kind of relationships. And he just always supported my ideas. Right. Like I called my brother with all my crazy ideas that people looked at as crazy. They may enjoy it now. But at first, you know, people like a pop-up shop store, what? You know, but, you know, my brother like, oh, that'd be sweet, you know. So, you know, just that support.
That sounds just like it.
For sure. So just that support or whatever with, you know, like I said, we all need somebody to pour into our cup. And he does that. He keep my cup full, So
is that part of the reason why you took a whole break in 2015? Like you literally had no posts in 2015.
I think I took that break because I was trying to figure out some stuff. You're so right. That was in the mood of me trying to go into entrepreneurship and think about what I wanted to do and just focus. Sometimes Facebook can like, even now, like I'm on Facebook, but I don't scroll.
Right.
So I miss a lot and it sucks, but Facebook can change your entire energy. Like sometimes when you're not on Facebook, you just feel free. You feel like, you know what I'm saying, you denying a lot of access to you and stuff like that. So now I do post because people want to know what's going on with the stores, but I don't scroll and stuff like that. So that was kind of that point then, like you need to get focused. Whatever you're trying to do, you need to do it. Quit making all these posts, been on social media telling them your whole life, get off and figure out what you want to do. So
shout out to Big Bro.
For
you
sure.
know what I'm saying? Mark
For
Lee
sure.
put you right. I'm telling you, he came home, got you right together.
For sure.
So eventually I got off into the Beauty Bar South open.
Yep.
So like walk us through that.
So my sister opened that. That was her salon. She's definitely someone too that's very inspiring. To Shauna Davis.
There you go.
She owns Studio A16. She was someone else who I seen be an entrepreneur. She started behind the chair and would just do hair or whatever. And then she ended up buying her salon downtown where she's still at across from the Schuster Center. And I'm supportive. I'm that friend. I'm gonna celebrate my friends' wins or whatever. It's not always about me. So you know that was just me celebrating her win. I was going hard and promoting it like it was mine, just because I was just so proud of her. And you know, I'm that person. No matter where I am in life, if my friends are doing good, I'm gonna celebrate them. I could not have a car, not have a job, and if my friends get that, I'm gonna win. And that's the problem that I see now. It's like so much comparison, and friends want to outdo other friends, and it's like, you know, like that's not how it should be. You know, you should celebrate your friends no matter what.
Absolutely, such as my best friend Brittany, who is the owner of Black Unicorn Cusp LLC.
Brittany, I love her.
Yeah,
I love her.
She told me like something that I took home, like literally, like I can cash this check anytime I want to.
For sure.
And it is this statement. You can go down any street and any, you know what I'm saying, anywhere in America. You're going to see a BP on one side of the street and another gas station on the other side of the street. They still in business. So why are people so mad if I do T-shirts, you do T-shirts? We can do a collab on a T-shirt. We can do whatever.
For sure.
There's enough customers for all of us. All of us can coexist.
For sure. So, and we can. And you know what I mean? I'm sorry, my son's teacher texted me.
That's all good.
Couldn't get him. I'm
working and
talking. I want to get into that real quick. So I don't mind, you know what I'm saying, somebody that wants to do T-shirts because it's their passion. Right. But however, if this isn't something that you don't want to do or you never had a thought of, but you see me doing it, absolutely. Now you think it's gonna. You're saying you can do it? No.
Yeah.
No, don't do that. Don't see your friend doing something and then you want to do it.
Yes,
no, have your own vision, have your own creativity. We all got talents. You know what I'm saying? That's not your talent.
That's not your talent.
Find your own lane and stay there.
And that's a good topic because I would never do hair or nothing. Anything that my friends do, I would never desire to do it. And that's just a good topic with the world, period. Like, I mean, I support everyone.
Copycat.
I support everyone, no shade, but it's a lot of, you know, pop-up. Like, when I started the Entrepreneurs Marketplace and stuff, it was rare. So now I'm moving out of what I'm doing because it's so saturated.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So many people now, you know, you could leave your items in the store. We have a pop-up shop here, and it's not your passion. And then people now, since they're copying what I'm doing, they're like, dang, why not on her level? Why ain't this and that going on? Because God didn't give you that vision.
Because it's not yours. It's not
yours.
you.
Like, this is something I sat and wanted to do to help people. And then, you know, you're not moving the same as why you're not as successful, because I do it out of love. You do it for money and a quick come up that you thought was a good idea. You're not moving out of love. You know what I mean? So, you know, I move out of love. I give my vendors free space. I let them do events for free. I show love. I support them. I'm there for them. So, like, you will never be a Tae because your heart isn't in it. Like, my heart is in it. Like, the way I treat my small businesses and the opportunity that I can provide for them. You can't. You're just taking people money and offering a space. I have the background. I've been educated on it.
The
you know
network,
what I mean? The network,
the resources.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to do what's for you. You know what I mean? And I always just tell people that, like, are you sure? Is that what you want to do? Yeah, you hear Charna on the radio and all that, but when did you want to be a radio personality?
Because they think it's easy, but they don't know that Charna had to wait 7 years to get on the radio.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Charna has the personality and voice. You can't
Absolutely.
be a non-people person and be wanting to do what she want to do just because it sounds fun and all of that. That's her passion. She's always had that personality.
Absolutely.
You can't do what she do, and that's just one big thing is I've learned to stay in my lane,
right,
or whatever with that. You know what I mean?
Those are great points. I was speaking to the same exact fact of just like this saying we can coexist if that's my passion and that's your passion.
Okay.
Because I mean, they say nothing's more flattering than someone copying you.
For sure.
But the thing about it is, the reason why you will always be Tae is because you're consistent in being Tae.
Okay.
Because I know people who start doing stock picks, and they say, okay, we're gonna do a pick every single day.
Okay.
They don't understand how hard it is to do a pick every day and be successful making a pick every day. I can make a pick every single day for the rest of my life. They're not that dedicated to be successful.
Yeah.
So they won't.
They won't. And then everybody thinks that everybody pretty much thinks that it's just gonna come fast too. So that lets you know who's really in it to win and who's not, because everybody wants success overnight. I've been grinding for 6 years. So mine's definitely isn't success overnight, but everybody feels like that's how it's supposed to work or whatever. So then they're like, oh, I ain't on Tae status or whatever. I've been here 2 months and I ain't on the news, or I ain't doing this and that. I'm about to just say F it. You never wanted it no way, because I had events where it was 20 people there when I first started, or, you know what I'm saying, I had stuff that people ain't take serious. I'm just now getting my flowers for things I've done, you know. So I was in it in the ugly stages and to now. So, you know what I mean? If you're just in it for the good stuff, you're not ready. Right.
So let's get some of your notable you know, say accolades. You did the Frames Boutique, which was super dope. And then, like, you launched the fashion show with Remedy Boutique.
Yep. Wow.
The model was Gigi De Niro.
Yep, she was my brand ambassador.
Yeah, it was super dope. And y'all did that at the Studio 816, which is your cousin spot, your sister?
Yep, my sister, Shashana's. Yep.
So there was other things like I seen during that time. So this is 2016. That's going into kind of 2017. But like that's where I think it was 3 days after Christmas, they wrote the slur on your car.
Okay.
Who was mad 3 days after Christmas? Like, they must not have got what they wanted for Christmas, because like that's when they wrote on your car, that racial slur on your car.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that was a mess too or whatever. I was just living in West Carrollton. I had lived next to my son's school, which is the reason I wanted to go, because I heard so much good stuff about West Carrollton. And my neighbors had started being ignorant, so I had noticed like we'd try to go in the house and they wouldn't move, because we were in like an apartment where, you know, it's a couple apartments inside of the one unit or whatever. So we would try to get in the door, they'll still be talking like anyway. So we was already ready to leave. It had started, and then the ambiance had changed. Like when I first came there, was like a couple older people and stuff there. And then you know, I hate living in a place like that too, because you know, if people aren't clean when you walk into a place, you know, you gonna smell if they ain't took their trash out and all of that. And like I said, I'm a real clean person, so all of that would bother me anyway. So I was on my way out the door, but before I could even move, I came outside and it was nigger wrote on my car.
Wow.
So it was just like, whoa, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's time to go, you know, because you don't know what they're going to do next. If somebody can write that on your car, they're showing you that they got hate, you know what I mean? So we just we left the next day. Like Mark and my mom and them came and had my stuff packed, and we moved or whatever. But it was time for an upgrade anyway, and just a safer place, even though that kind of stuff still happened out by the Dayton Mall. A guy followed me the other day or whatever. As I was going home, he was driving real slow, and I stayed in the other lane. I got over, stayed in the right lane, and when I got down way further, I got back over. I didn't cut him off or nothing. And my mom had happened to be following me because we had just left from cleaning the stores. So she was watching this man. I wasn't paying no attention. I'm on the phone doing a Zoom call and all that, whatever. But my mom called me or whatever, like, hey, somebody is that guy. I think he following you. She like, park and bend down, like, don't, you know what I'm saying, like, don't go to your actual crib or whatever. So I pull over in this random like parking lot area, and he riding around trying to look for me and all that stuff, whatever, you know, white guy or whatever, got Trump on his car, all that. He riding around trying to look for me, and then I hurry up and pop in my mom's car, and we leaving back out, and he done jumped out of his car looking for me on foot. So
Are you kidding me?
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious. Like, it was like crazy. I said, dang, that's deep or whatever. Like, oh, you was on foot, like, about to try to come find me. Like, whoa.
I mean, do you think this is motivated by the entrepreneurs circle?
I don't know. I be so confused with just a lot of stuff that go on. But sometimes I think people are just angry drivers too. I think this was motivated by me going around him
you was on the
and getting back in
phone
front
and
of.
zooming.
No, I think he was just mad that I got in front of him. I think he was mad that I didn't want to go 10 miles per hour and ride behind him. That
That's
I went.
crazy.
And like I said, I wasn't even rude with it. I stayed in the right hand lane for a while and then eventually got back and went to, because I was about to make a left or whatever. But yeah, he followed me all through my complex and everything until he was trying to find me. And I was like, damn, he done went on foot trying to find me and my son.
Right.
Like, he was going to probably take us out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so.
Well, one thing before you left West Carrollton was one thing that was notable, that was like your son, he won like an art contest.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, so like, you were like happy with that right there, like, yeah, like this is super dope. My
For
son
sure.
is starting to adjust to this, and then having to move him again, like that had to be a tough decision. So
Yeah, because
but-
my son hates change or
Right.
whatever. So it's hard for him to get adjusted to anything. Like, even his first day at school, I was concerned or whatever because he's at a whole new school.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of bribe him on doing stuff he likes.
Bribe him?
Oh, yeah. I tried to fix his room up and make it real good. He likes all his autistic puzzles, symbols, and all of that stuff, whatever. So I kind of bribed him into the new place. But
Yeah.
anything, like, even when we went to New Orleans, he ate McDonald's. Like,
Okay.
we had all the bomb food, and we had to stop at McDonald's and get him a double cheeseburger and fries. Like, that's him. Like,
So he like what he like.
He like what he like. He'll eat a Michelin dinner in New York, okay? Like, that's what he like. Give him some Alfredo, and he good. So
like going through the changes of seeing him get to where he is now, I think you had made a post before he went to West Carrollton School saying, you know, like around Halloween, like you wanted to like do the little Halloween stuff, but because he's, you know what I'm saying, he has autism,
yep.
like the loud sounds
Damn,
like
you
that,
good.
it kind of bothered him.
Yeah.
But in 2017, you finally got a chance to get him dressed
Yep.
up and he wears a
And
costume.
I sure did.
How did that feel to see him go from where he first started to where he's blossoming to today?
it actually feels good. I be kind of wanting my son to be more not normal, but I be wanting him to feel like a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I don't be wanting to just keep him in the house. I be trying to, you know, let him know what's going on in the world. So, you know, it make me sad sometimes when I can't do certain stuff, but I support him in whatever. But it felt good that day, and he actually ended up enjoying it because he got to see his friends from school. They were all in the neighborhood, and he was laughing, and, you know, he got out of that mode he was in or whatever. But I think it just came with him growing up because, like, now he's ready for whatever. Like, I could take Chase anywhere now.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
super dope, man.
Yeah, like we hang out, we hang out, we kick. Unless it's too loud. No, I can't take him to no concert or nothing like that. But to the mall or to dinner, it was a point in time where we couldn't go to dinner. He'd be screaming, crying because it was so many people in there. But now he's good. But I think that came from putting him in public schools and get him exposed to that. Like, I always try to tell parents, like, yeah, your kid's autistic, but don't like put them in an autism school and stuff like that, and not expose them to the world. Don't put them in a place where it's two kids in a room, because we're in a world where he's going to have to be around people. So I'm happy that I put him in public school and let him get used to being around people. I think that's what took him out of that, oh, it's too many people kind of thing, and hey, this is what the world is. Like, I'm going to have to be around people.
That's truly inspiring. I'm so glad, like you said that.
For sure. Like,
So,
don't box your kid out.
Right. So, also with your great wisdom, you're also doing women panels. At this time, you're having speaking panels at Arena at this time.
Yep. Yeah, but around that time, I used to just want to let entrepreneurs. I've always had this thing. That's why I love what you guys do or whatever. Like, I've always done this. I always wanted to let people share their stories or whatever. Like, when me and Charna was saying, stuff don't happen overnight. You know, I just like to share that with people, because if it is something that's truly your passion and that you want to do, give it time. People usually don't see greatness for about like 5-6 years. Like, you got to just keep going or whatever. And that's what I always wanted to pour into the community, is let them hear other stories and do panels on what's real life. Like, not what you see on Facebook, because we only post so much on Facebook. And I try to be transparent or whatever on mine, I'll never try to make it look like I'm just done everything overnight. I always reiterate, I've been in the game for almost 7 years, but I just wanted them to share their stories with that. And back then it was people that's been in the game longer than me.
Right.
It's because for me, I always try to be around people that's doing better than me and stuff like that. Like anybody I hang with now, like I still got friends that I've had, but like who I mainly be around and stuff is people that I can learn from. Absolutely. Like I don't want to, because sometimes you talk to your friends and their mind isn't where your mind is. They still talk about men or going to go have drinks at the club and stuff, and I'm not there. I don't even really hang out. Like the most I do is go to dinner and talk with somebody over lunch or dinner and just share experiences. I don't really like to party.
Right.
So
like,
my mind ain't there no more.
Right.
Like
I mean, if you hang around 5 knuckleheads, you're gonna be the 6th
exactly.
one. If you hang around 5 millionaires, you're gonna be the 6th one. So
exactly. I don't want to hear about Kenny and Keith and what they had on, and he just bought some rims. Like, who cares?
Right.
Like, I don't care about that. I'm not even moved by those kind of men. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like substance. So I try to be around people that have substance and that really are trying to get somewhere in life or whatever. Like, it'd be funny too, because people be like, "Oh man, you hang with white people." Oh yeah, I'm gonna hang with everybody. I'm for everybody, and that's what people don't understand. Like, people just be like, "Oh, you're doing stuff in the Oregon District. Why you got an Oregon District board? Why?" Because I'm for everybody, and I want to provide opportunity everywhere. So my goal is to not box us in. We don't have to just be stuck on the West Side.
Absolutely.
We could go to the Oregon District and do events. We could go to the arcade, and I got some stuff working with the Green. Like, we can go places and do stuff. Like, that's why I'm for everybody, and we're going to be everywhere.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to provide opportunity all over, not just. I don't have to just be at Broadway Park and do an event. Like, we could do other stuff too.
Right.
So people don't understand, and that boxes people in when they have business owners that have that mentality. Just box you in because it's so many great people out here.
Right.
You know what I mean? Our races have poured into my business. Like, I'm for everybody. Period.
Right. I mean, like, for instance, this is kind of on the subject, but not really. But like I remember, for instance, like when I was in like a relationship with somebody who was like, so all them girls keep contacting. I'm like, you think they don't buy books too? Like, you think I'm only gonna sell the dudes?
For sure.
You think I'm gonna be able to move forward, but only selling the dudes?
That's
like,
crazy.
Yeah.
Why would you box out your market?
Right.
When it's a whole world of people ready to support you. Why would you? Yeah, like, for what? It's a whole world of people that would support you.
Listen.
But you only going. I'm only gonna support the blacks. I only rock with black people. Like, what? Like, that's crazy as heck.
Right.
So that's where I'm at with it.
So from 2017 when you launched the frames and then boutique, and then 2019 you finally launched the mobile boutique.
Yep.
What was the different challenges between, like, the first one when you kind of was doing like the online order, or you can meet you in person, compared to having to have everything stocked inside of a unit that is beautiful, by the way. Like,
Thank you.
You make sure you got it all the way together when you put it out there. Like, you ain't have it out
for
there.
Sure.
You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? Like, where you like,
Absolutely.
wait a minute, do I need to take this shot? Like,
No,
it
for
was
sure.
all the way together.
Yeah. I think it was good just because I ended up honestly getting a bus because I was ready to be on my terms, but I didn't want a store. So at first I was doing pop-up shops in the mall and, meeting people like you said and all of that. And I had some issues with the Dayton mall. It was a lady that was hosting events in the middle of the mall. She would always kind of find a reason to not have me there. They would like block me on social media. They were kind of intimidated by the love I was receiving and the traffic I was getting. And they would just find reasons not to want me there. Like, every time I would look up, I would get on social media like, dang, I can't see the new date. So, I'm blocked or this is that. So, I didn't want people to go through what I went through too, which I would talk with about how the entrepreneur stuff come later. But for right now, I was like, okay, I need to do my own thing to where can't nobody be putting me out of places or intimidated by what I'm doing. So I got that fashion bus to be able to still be on my time, work with my small businesses. With my customers or whatever, and just be able to be free. Because at that time, I left my job too, a little bit after that. So that was a way for me to get out there and step out.
Well, that's where I got my first glasses. Well, I actually bought 2 pair of glasses from you because I think I told you the story. Like, I bought them, went out of town, and somebody while I was drunk was like, "Those are so nice." I'm like, "You can have them." And I was like, I'm gonna buy some more when I get back. I'm so happy to everybody when I've been drinking. Anyway, so right. So people don't see like that. Like, you already put in the motion. That's the wave now, right? So, like, you're already speaking with other entrepreneurs, so now you're starting to get your network built out.
For sure.
You're working in the mall during this time, whatever. So, like, you have a presence, you have a place where people come see you, and you're also working on something on the side for yourself.
For sure.
would you say that comes directly from your parents?
Not directly from my parents,
because
but
they always work to have one hand in the entrepreneur hand also.
For sure. It wouldn't come directly from my parents, but some of it did. Like I said, they was doing both, whatever. But a lot of it came from me just being tired and just knowing I deserve better.
I know that's right. Okay, so then you start doing the food truck events. Was that because you was already mobile also, or was it like it was like an effort between multiple people just coming together?
It was an effort for multiple people coming together, honestly. I just felt like small businesses needed a platform or whatever. And at this time, I was building relationships with food trucks, too, that would have nowhere to set up, make good money, and everything like that. So, and then we've never had a food truck rally on the West Side.
Right.
Like, it's just now becoming popular with, hey, I need a food truck, oh, this, that, or whatever. Like, it's all good, though. But, at that time when I was doing it, food trucks wasn't as popular as they are now. So I was like, and I would see, like, Preble County having food trucks, or this county, or this is that. I'm like, why we don't have one on the West Side? Like, why can't we go in Dayton and have a food truck rally and stuff like that? And I was like, I want to mix mine with small businesses. I work with small businesses and I work with food trucks. Let's collab and do it together. So that's how that came about, just, trying to focus on both.
Right.
Yeah.
So then you have the courthouse event, which now is a permanent thing. Like every time I drive by there's a food truck there. I'm like, this is like the thing that you thought in your brain.
For sure.
And now is a way that someone is feeding their family right now.
Sure.
Right now.
For sure, right now. 3 stores, right now.
Off of what you thought in your mind.
For sure. And it was just helping the community, I just go off of what I see a need in, which is why I'm about to redo some stuff at The Connection. It will no longer be a retail store here soon. It's going to be a place to help small businesses, kind of co-working, kind of podcast, kind of speakers coming in, brunches, just uplifting. And a lot of people cater to women. I'm catering to women too, but I'm going to cater to all entrepreneurs. So you could be a man or a woman and come and get the word, because it seems like men are forgot about sometimes too. Like, it's a lot of all women stuff. And I'm like, well, it's men that desire to be great too, like, and don't have no guidance. So I'm looking forward to flipping The Connection into, a safe place for entrepreneurs to come learn and educate themselves.
And the proof is in your work, such as when you did the Unity Banquet Center, and you had my man Ken Lowe on there.
For sure.
Player University, we grew up wearing it, like so.
Absolutely.
What was that like putting together that panel?
It was good. It was just for me giving people their flowers. That's, like I said, that's something that you never get to see that much no more. Everybody want to outdo one another, and they don't give people the flowers that's been in the game. You know what I mean? Ken Lowe has been making shirts forever, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like, you can't compete with Ken Lowe.
Legend.
Ken Lowe, legend, you know what I mean? You just got to start giving people them flowers. Like, quit trying to have one up on somebody, you know what I mean? And if you want to do what they do, learn from them and, not try to be in a race. Because I be, like, so confused. Even when I hear stuff like, I done heard people be like, I'm having an event, I'm going to kill Tae. It's going to be better than her.
What?
But I'm just like, why are we even in a race? Like, just have your event.
Nothing's more pathetic than trying to fight somebody that don't want to fight you at all.
They don't want to fight you.
Don't even know you exist.
Don't even know you exist. I hear it later, like I'm not even there, because I'm just walking in my light. Like, I didn't want to compete with you. This is just what I'm doing. Like, have your event with the food trucks. I'm not even going to speak on you or be bothered. Like, I'm unbothered now when I see these food truck rally events pop up, or these entrepreneur stores, because, no shade, and this is in the humblest way, God has took me so much further, and God has blessed me so much that what's for me is going to be for me. Absolutely. No matter what happens. So, and I've never just had the competitive spirit anyway. Like, that's just so, when I hear that, I'd be like, huh? Like, I'm not in that competition mode. Like, have your event. Like, why you got to be better than Tae's event?
That's crazy. That's crazy, because like I said, like, you have such a loving spirit, help everybody. Why would somebody even compete with somebody like that? That's crazy.
It's called jealousy.
Yep, and ego. Moving off of ego.
I don't understand it. I really don't have that in my body either. So it's.
I don't either. I pray. But that's why I did that, to give people them flowers. Not everybody want to have one up on somebody. Let's celebrate the people that paved the way.
Right.
That's been, people are making sure. Even like him, like Todd Smedley, like, let's pave the way. Like, he was one of the first people putting pictures and stuff on shirts. Yeah, it's popular now, and everyone's doing it. But he's one of the first. When I pulled up, I was on the phone with my friend, and I'm like, it's so dope to even be here and just see him get a bigger building. And like I was on the phone with him just talking outside, like he's been doing this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're inspired by him and stuff, cool, but give him his flowers. Legend. Let's speak on people that's been doing stuff. Like we don't do that all the time. You know what I mean? Everybody just want to have one up on legend. Stop it. You know
and people don't like to, when you get to a certain level, people don't like to support you, because one thing I hate is when somebody get on Facebook and be like, who make t-shirts? Now you know, God,
you know exactly
who make t-shirts.
Now you may as well say who make t-shirts, because I ain't trying to go to Smith.
Exactly.
You feel me? That's what you need to say.
Say it because you know exactly who's been on the
right. You know where you can go get a t-shirt from right there.
I was like 10 hearing him on there. He'll do your goals and do some shirts. Like stop. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta stop that. You know what I mean? Like, cause you know these names or whatever. I'm not gonna get on Facebook like I need a radio personality at my event.
Right.
Like stop. What do I look like?
Or who knows somebody that work for the radio station? Like, I done seen that so many times.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's so weird to me.
You'd be surprised. Like,
so weird to me. Like, who helps vendors? Who do events? And I'm just like, okay.
Now y'all making me think of something went over my head. Like I'm running my thing, like, and I see something like, who y'all know T Stocks? Like,
no, seriously. But hey, that's the world we live in.
To me, it's crazy how we are like that. Like we really are like hating Ohio. But tragedy brings us together. Such as like the tragedy that happened like after your event. It didn't happen at your event. It happened after it, which was the August 4th, 2019, where the guy shot those people down there. It was nine people died.
Yeah, for sure. So you talking about the Oregon district?
Yeah. So it's crazy because I was supposed to actually go down there that day because somebody texted me to go down there, and then I ended up like not even feeling right and just stay home. And then I ended up seeing them on their Facebook like, oh my God, like such guy.
Praise God.
Yeah. So as a Daytonian, how'd you feel about the tragedy?
I felt horrible. Like I was very involved. You know what I mean? Like it just made me feel bad or whatever. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to join the Oregon District Board too, because the stores are suffering because of that, and they shouldn't have to. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of people that don't feel comfortable going back down there. So the Tae takes over out on 5th was pretty much that kind of goal to get people used to, you know, just being back there, bringing their family, you know, eating at the bars and restaurants, and you know, shopping with vendors and stuff like that or whatever, because it was sad. And I just feel like, you know, they're taking a hit on somebody ignorance.
Right. And you know, another good thing that came out of that was, of course, that and the Dave Chapelle when he came down here. And,
for sure, absolutely. Gem City Shine. And it's so funny because I didn't realize it until like a month and a half ago. My building is at where Gem City Shine is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? The downtown one. And I was like, oh, Gem City Shine was right here in this parking lot. Like, that's dope.
Yeah, so like to me, like it felt like we kind of healed some over that, because I mean it was just that feeling, and then you know like, and then when they put a notable face like you on it, it's like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying, we back, right?
For sure.
Also you got the Ohio Business Spotlight Award given to you by the Secretary of State of Ohio.
For sure.
And y'all actually working together on your new venture, right?
Yep.
So you want to give us some of that?
Yeah, he shows a lot of love, honestly. He pretty much just liked what I was doing for Dayton or whatever. He felt like my business was unique, so he's always then, you know, checked on me and, you know, did everything. So now one of my stores, The Connection, I'm kind of turning into a nonprofit way, and he's going to help me with that. And he pretty much is challenging me to like travel and speak my truth and, you know, help entrepreneurs and, you know, stuff like that or whatever. But we're working pretty tight and got some stuff coming. I'm going to have some kind of business event too, where he's going to come down and help small businesses teach about LLCs and just all that stuff, just working with them, whatever, one-on-one. So we're gonna probably do that in December as well. But everything is just to benefit Dayton, so I appreciate him. Like his whole thing is making Dayton better.
So how disappointing was it after you finally got that down there, then they vandalized your store?
Ooh. I mean, I was just shocked or whatever, because I'm just like, it felt personal, and it felt personal twice when they did it, because it's like, oh yeah, I got broken into twice.
And are they breaking in and stealing anything, or they just breaking stuff?
They throwing stuff around. Like, they didn't even try to take a register and don't keep money in there overnight. They didn't try to take no register. They didn't try to really steal no clothes or nothing. It was literally like, let's damage her store. And it was just a surprise to me, first of all, because it's 25 entrepreneurs in each store. And then it's like, I didn't think I have any enemies, you know, so this is somebody that's really like on the low, feeling some kind of way. This could even be somebody I know that's, you know, showing love and, you know, coming around, and they really don't like me. So that was the bad part. Like, I think it would have been better. Yeah, I think it would have been better if it was like a criminal that just break in stuff, but the way that they are breaking in is personal. So, you know, I just try to be careful, and it just made me not be at the store so much or whatever. I more so promote and don't just be sitting there. So now people don't even know where to find me. I could be at either location or I may not. Right. You know, I don't really tell my moves because, you know, it just felt personal. I was like, okay, what would be next? So
after that, you'll have the food truck rally at Welcome Stadium, which that is like one of the biggest venues we have since we don't have heroin anymore.
For sure.
How'd that feel to have that down there?
It was awesome. I mean, I've never even seen that parking lot be to capacity like that. Like, it was like nowhere to park. Yes. And it just felt so good. That's when I finally felt like my hard work was finally like paying off a little bit. It was like because I sat down for a little while and I got up and I seen that parking lot and I was like, oh yeah, like my city definitely rocks with me, because like every single person in Dayton came out and, you know, supported the rally.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
do you ever take time to take it all in?
I don't. I think I'm in denial still. And that's what my mom said me, like, you just don't know where you're at, how great you are right now. And, you know, and I think that just comes from being humble, too, or whatever, because I still want to always be Tae. Like, I never want to change, but I don't think I take it all in sometimes. I just do the work. Like, I'm just always, hey, let me do this, let me do that. And I never really take time to, you know, no, I don't.
But it's still dope, because after all the success that like you've already got, and you still have way more road ahead of you, you still take time to do the give back, like we did the turkey giveaway and stuff like that. Like, for sure. Why is it so important to give back? Like,
it's just important to give back because you can't expect your community to love and give to you if you don't give back. Like, you can't be like, oh, I want support, I want everyone to come out, but when you get blessed, you don't be a blessing. Like, you got to be a blessing back when people are blessing you. My city coming out in packs, supporting me and all of that, but then I know it's homeless people and stuff that need and all of that or whatever. You know, God wants you to be a blessing to others or whatever. So it's just like, you know, my city love me, they support me, let me do something back. You know what I mean? So I'm always trying to think of ways to, you know, just help the community or whatever. We're getting ready. We're gearing up for Thanksgiving again now, and I got some more stuff up my sleeves. But, like, I give silently, too. Like, I give people free days to come and set up and make money, or I pick out, like, 10 people to set up at my events and make free money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even hardly post a lot of times, even when I'm giving back. You know what I mean? So I just do it.
So here at the Legendary People Podcast, we had a thing called the butterfly effect. It's either something you've done or something I've heard during this interview that I find truly inspiring, or something I find that's like, wait a minute, these two things connect, right? So you talked about earlier about when you were at the Dayton Mall and, you know, like you had a lady that was stopping you from, you know, like progressing at the Dayton Mall,
For sure.
We all see where the Dayton Mall went. And then you come down there and you throw one of the biggest events they've seen in decades.
For sure.
Which is the food truck rally. You know what I'm saying? Like, you talked back in December 14, 2016, you posted this. I'm coming for everything they say I couldn't have. You said that in December 14, 2016.
Wow.
How does that feel now?
It feel real good. And honestly, I meant that. You know what I mean? Because I was getting boxed out. They were trying to stop me, which is honestly why the stores became relevant, because I wanted to create a space where we can't be stopped. You know what I mean? I no longer wanted our people to have to go to the mall and, you know, have people box them out. I said it's time to create a safe space for small businesses to where they don't have to worry about, oh, she's doing great and all that. We jealous of her. She's a black woman killing it. Let's block her out from being great. You know, now my vendors are leaving me opening food trucks and opening their own store, and I'm encouraging them and pushing them out that way or whatever. So, you know, I just took that as motivation and to stop it from happening to anybody else.
So for all of that, you are undeniably a legend. I'm here to give you your flowers today. Take time to take it in today.
Thank you.
But what's next for the great, legendary Tae Winston?
What's next for me is business consultant. I'll still be helping small businesses. I'll still do some retail stores or whatever, but I'm gonna do more of business consultant. I want to get one-on-one with people. I want to meet them where they are. Hey, what are you working on? What exactly are you trying to do? Especially now since I got Frank LaRose and I got some people from the state and stuff like that we text and talk all the time. I feel like I'm at that point now where I can reach in and help. So I'm ready to pull, not just at a retail store, but meet you where you are and help you get to where you need to be. So what's next for me is I'm gonna be doing a lot of dating too, but I want to travel too or whatever, because I just feel like the knowledge and the gift I have could be just shared all over. So I would say by like November, the Entrepreneurs Connection, which is a retail store for small businesses, will be transitioned into like an information center, a safe place for people to come take classes. I have like a caterer there and just everything. We're just gonna do podcasts, like I said, whatever. But like I said, this one is different. My podcast is more based on having businesses talk on there about what they need for funding, what do their businesses need, everything like that or whatever, and let it be heard from people that matter. Push that over to
That's
like Frank LaRose and people that really need to hear it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because at first when people was honestly telling me about podcasts, I'm like, hold on, wait, it's people that's already talking to entrepreneurs and stuff like that. And like Charna said, it's about doing something different, you know what I mean, and not doing what people are seeing. So but I still wanted to talk to entrepreneurs because that's what I do. But I wanted to get creative. I said, well, I kind of more so want to make mine about what do your business need and put that in the hands of people that can hear it and can help you and get you where you need to be. So by November, that's where I'll be headed at with that. I'm going to close the store down in September and start recreating it to be a co-working space and a resource space.
Okay. If there was one thing in your life you could go back in a time machine and change, what would it be? And what part of your life would it be?
If it was a place where you had hit me hard with 2013. It like really like hit me hard. I think with that I would have still could put myself first, because I had lost all that weight. It was one of the happiest times of my life, even though I'm working out again now and I'm a get there, but I wish I would have took care of me too, on top of taking care of everyone else. I wish I wouldn't have like put myself last and forgot about me. I wish I would have still stayed in that momentum or whatever. But it's bringing me where I am now because it's all mental. So
okay, I got one viral question for you.
Okay.
Anything with Charna?
No.
Okay. So if you already survived the whole interview, you did amazing. I'm gonna ask you a viral question, right? So what if a person called you and said, we want to do a food truck vendor rally at a crate challenge? Are you going?
At a crate challenge? I'm not supporting that. No. That sounds real dangerous. I don't want my name on that. All right. But it's funny because people call with that stuff all the time. People even take my face and put them on flyers, put my name on flyers. Like, that's where I'm getting at anyway. So, people try it anyway. Sometimes they don't even call. They just...
Contact Michael Wright to
that
get your,
part.
Yeah, contact Michael Wright. He gonna get you together. He was on our podcast.
For sure.
Thank you so much. The beautiful Tae Winston. You did amazing.
No
problem. You are definitely a legend. Thank you for coming out. Can you please drop your social medias to everybody?
Yep. So I'm Tae Winston on Facebook, TAE Winston. I have 3 stores. You can find 2 in Wright Dunbar, the Entrepreneurs Marketplace, 13 North Williams Street, the Entrepreneur Shop, 1109 West 3rd Street, the Entrepreneurs Connection, 200 Wayne Avenue. And all of those names are the business names on Facebook and Instagram also. All right.
Anything?
I don't. She did amazing.
Thank you.
So it's your
Y'all
boy
make
Peanut.
people feel comfortable.
It's your boy Peanut, aka Dash Resource. I'm here every Sunday at 8:00 p.m. teaching people how to trade stocks. It's called Sell Stocks Not Dope every Sunday at 8:00 p.m. ish. And you can get my book for free on Amazon. They're on either side of me.
For sure.
Thank you. Check it out. We done.
This was fun.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me put it on me. Make sure y'all get y'all little videos done. Where I'm at. Hold on. Let me.
Go to the
and your girl Charna, I do videos, so check me out.
I told you it was gonna be great. Like I said, you were the top person on my list.
And it's crazy because my social media be so overwhelming. So I was happy you hit me up again. I was like, oh shoot, I need to go and do that because I try to do everything. You know what I'm saying? I try to do all this stuff. I love it, like especially this. And like I said, I love him too. Like he was the first. Like he been doing t-shirts. It's popular now, but who did it first?
Exactly.
Say that.
Yeah, it's trending now.
But can your logo, can your stuff stay on? Is the question.
Yeah.
Exactly. Y'all doing this, y'all putting it on, but is it staying on?
Stores and stuff be getting close. That's why.
Let me get a picture with the tag.
Okay.
Okay. Take a picture. Charna, I know you want to be in it.
That's fine.
Right, that was my thoughts. Starving.
Hey, I was walking out and he said get your water and he banged on the window and
Y'all got some mini up here.
Okay.
Drunk.
Grown people drink.
Right, that's too grown for me.
Yeah, me too. I don't drink dark.
Now, probably while you're there talking for 30 minutes.
I don't drink dark.
Here. He took my.
This place is huge.
I like the camera. We ain't do none of that.
My bad. I don't take any selfies, right?
You can take many selfies.
I
That
don't.
camera was there.
You judge my phone. I don't like it.
I'm just trying to make sure like oh, them shoes good. I ain't eat that shit. That hair looking good. I just be taking them. He
Yeah.
already knows. He ain't trying to learn y'all or nothing. I just be clicking.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna let y'all pick the one.
Now that look at my eyes.
Whatever.
Oh no!
I don't care how I look in the picture, just as long as y'all like the way y'all look.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
Just not that one with the.
All right.
Yeah, not the tongue, y'all.
Thank
I don't know how that happened.
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for
I appreciate
coming.
you,
You have a
Charna.
good day.
I want to connect with you anyway for this next food truck browser. It's the 19th or whatever. I'm going with the commissioners or whatever. Yeah. Just and you know I'm terrible, so if you think about it, message me.
Yeah, this is the best way to get with you.
Can you give her my number?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, because I'm terrible.
Okay. Y'all. Get your toes out. You got some nice looking toes.
Thank you.
You knew that, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
You did.
No,
You was
I
waiting for me
didn't.
to say that.
I did.
Well, because I done seen some monsters on men. Now you do. I need a piece of paper. I guess I can put it in my phone.
Yeah. We got iPhone?
Yeah.
AirDrop.
Oh, yeah, you got my number. This girl trying to sell some stamps. So my other friend brought some money up here for me. So we both banned some. But the girl ain't answering. Like, what is you doing? You don't call me all morning. I'm trying to pay my card notes. You know somebody want to buy some food stamps. We got the money, and now you ain't answering. Like, because I can take this girl back her money. I got to stalk you to buy some stamps. Am I still on? Is this off?
Hope so. I think it's stopped. Yeah. At least we stopped here, I think.
What you got to eat?
I'm not even hungry yet. Matter of fact, what time is it? I can pick myself.